name's Stephanie. I'm actually a registered substance abuse counselor, as well as I work with the Fort Worth narcotics officer on taking down people who are selling fentanyl, because my husband is a victim of it. He had 4 surgeries. They did not do the surgeries how they should have done them, where they space them out. So he had 2 full shoulder, 2 carpal tunnel on the wrist, 2 carpal tunnel on the elbow, and he's a painter. What are your main parts of your body used to paint?
Yeah, you're gonna be
right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So 2 years he was, prescribed opiates, so he was already addicted. And then from there, they cut him off. And his brother is a snake who can't stand watching little brother be successful with his 5-star painting company that's won next door champion 2-3 years in a row now. Painting DFW, business champion award, 64 recommendations. He's been up and running for 1.5 years, and he has already won 2 awards of a 250-mile radius from Colleyville, South Lake, Grapevine, and beyond. He won against everybody.
Okay.
So my husband is very successful. He did 10 years in prison at 23 years old for a car accident. Car accidents aren't premeditated. Car accident's a car accident.
It's called an accident.
Yes. Well, somebody was seriously injured, and he's from Mineral Wells, Texas. I really think we need some changes in the system. We need changes in the government. We need changes in the police. We need changes in definitely fentanyl, because they're not stopping it. If you have seen the new HALT law Trump just passed, there's going to now be a $10,000 fine for anybody who is found with fentanyl, possessing fentanyl, and that's not fair.
Right.
People who are suffering from addiction. Now, if you're selling it, that's a different thing.
Okay.
You deserve to go to prison for life.
Okay.
Because if you'll take a human life for $4, you don't need to be in this society. $4 a pill, 1 pill kills. My husband was able to take 15 a day somehow. Yep, had a tolerance, but it just would take one person that had a strong batch one day and he would die.
Okay.
I like Trump too. I'm a little disappointed this term compared to the last one. He's kind of changing up a little bit, but you know what? There's always somebody above him. Don't ever think the presidency stops there. There's always someone above. Okay, so you got a guy, right, who obviously is suffering from addiction. Is that a crime? What crime is that person committing other than hurting themselves? They're not hurting anybody else but themselves. There is no crime. That person needs treatment, not incarceration. Because then you get thrown in here, what are you getting? A methadone dose on here, and I do not like that, because I didn't think my husband was taking methadone anymore. I thought he would actually get sober here, but no, they will give you methadone.
Wow.
So they keep that circle of you staying in the opiate circle. That's what it is. They throw you in Gen Pop to detox with people who are not detoxing, and then you get picked on and harassed. 2 incidents happened while my husband was here. They threw some guy in there that was detoxing really hard, and the other 4 people in the cell, they're not detoxing, so they're annoyed. The guy's throwing up, the guy's shitting. I mean, it's already embarrassing enough to detox, and you're detoxing in front of 4 men as a man. You know what I mean? It's very degrading. I think people that are detoxing need to be put into a separate pod with others that are detoxing. Because one, you have a support system of other people that are going through what you're going through. And you're not just thrown in Gen Pop to basically get beat up because you're annoying. You're in there with everybody.
Okay.
You could go in a cell with 4 people who are not withdrawing, and you are. You're going to be annoying. You're going to be up all night. You're keeping those people up. They're getting irritated. And that's already suffering enough, then they get beat up. It's very interesting here, because I'm from California. And in California, I've never seen the blending that's segregated.
Okay.
And that's what keeps problems from arising, because everybody has their culture, and I see it as a culture. I don't see it as racism. I see it as cultures. So you have different cultures that aren't going to have the same political views. They're not going to share common interests. There's going to be differences in that. That doesn't mean that we're not all human, because there's one planet and this Earth. And if you think about that, we're just a ball floating around in a huge galaxy, man, amongst many planets and infinite space. We are nothing. We are so small and infinite. And yet we think we are so much, but we're not. California is way different. So if you're white, you go with whites. If you're Hispanic, you go with Hispanics. The whites, the Hispanics, they roll together when shit pops off. So you've got Inglewood, you've got Compton, you've got all those hard cities out there. So Pelican Bay, I had a friend, Joseph Hill. He had a shootout with the cops, faded 6 bullets, didn't die. Then went and got on Pelican Bay. They found out that he had a indecent exposure, which is considered a sex offender. And being that he was, at the time, he was, kind of the starter of SDSH with the San Diego skinheads. And he was stabbed 27 times. And he still didn't die for 4.5 hours. They called him Iron Joe.
Wow.
But now, anybody that is associated with SDSH has a hit on them. Because SDSH, San Diego skinheads. Yeah, we would never put somebody of color with a person that's white in a cell. That somebody is getting killed.
Okay.
You just don't do it there. Here, at least people are able to coincide. Like my husband, for instance, he was in prison 10 years. Therefore, of course, he has some tattoos. But what I've noticed, it's not offensive here to those folks. They coincide. That bolt's right here on the side of his head.
Okay.
It's a prison thing, man.
Yeah.
When you get out, none of that matters. None of it matters to begin with. It's just basically you feel like you have some kind of protection. Really, you don't. I'm very disappointed in the Colleyville Police Department. So there's a detective. Her name's Detective King. She's younger than me. She's very pretty. But I don't know how you come up with $2,500 plus 2 enhancements charge on somebody for 3 items that we paid for, have proof of, that total less than $300 and are all bought in a series of over 5 years from 3 different states. That's where they came stolen out of. One's out of Georgia, Colorado, and Iowa. So you're saying this man on parole traveled through TSA, bought an airplane ticket to take a hand sander and fly it back to Texas that's worth $30. Why would anybody do that? And we'll see how they make him seem like he is just a seasoned thief, not just these 3 little items that we paid for.
Say on February 3rd, tools were stolen from Yoder's, handcrafted.
This is in
items were then
Georgia.
entered into a database. On
That's my
Wednesday,
husband.
The Montezuma Police Department says it was notified that 39-year-old Michael Valance was stopped in Texas for a traffic violation, and several stolen items were found in that vehicle along with
Traffic
stolen items
violation.
from Colorado
Where was the
and
probable cause to search his tools on a traffic
Back up.
violation?
You want?
So, how does a painter that has tools, how do you have time to sit there and run 400 plus tools on a traffic stop? What was your probable cause to run those tools?
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't have any. You already got him for fentanyl, so you already know he's fucked with a 3rd-degree felony on parole. Why would you do that to him too? Why do this to him? You already have him on something that is a 3rd-degree felony that he's going to serve serious repercussions for because he's on parole. So you already know he's done. He's gone. You screwed him. That's an addiction too. He wasn't hurting nobody but himself. And you know what the funny thing is? My husband hadn't even taken any of that fentanyl. They didn't give him a blood test, but they charged him with a DWI. How can you prove he was intoxicated when you didn't take a sample? This lawyer cost me $25,000. Our business has gone under. Our neighbors and my clients, I've had a few fire me because of this exposure that my husband is a thief, and it's ruined our lives. It's ruined our lives over 3 tools that we bought on OfferUp, 1 DeWalt drill, $45, got it in Grand Prairie, have the transaction. Hand sander 3 years ago on Facebook Marketplace, DeWalt, square hand sander, I'd say it's valued at $40. And then 2 batteries I bought on eBay for my lawnmower that were $80. Where do you get $2,500 plus 2 enhancements?
So that's what.
That would have been a 13-year sentence by itself without the fentanyl.
Okay, let me get this straight. They pulled him over,
Yep.
and they saw tools in his vehicle.
Yeah, because he's working.
Okay, but they automatically said, "Well, this guy's got stolen tools in his vehicle."
That's exactly what I'm saying.
What was he pulled over for?
He fell asleep at the light.
Oh, okay.
Cop
Yeah,
was 2 cars back.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough.
He was tired because he had been working in Gun Barrel City for 3 months, driving 4 hours there and 4 hours home every day. So it actually wasn't even an incident of fentanyl. What happened was he forgot that he had the fentanyl in a pair of shorts that he had taken out there for work. He was not on them at all. He was just tired. And I think they knew that because why did they give him a test?
It would have shown
That
you.
DWI is getting thrown out. I got Chris Langford. He's one of the
It's
best.
costing
attorneys
$25,000.
$25,000. Not to mention the losses of our reputation, our home. They put our home address up online. My husband's ID is not my home address. We don't have the same last name, and his truck is actually in my name. He's not on there anywhere. So technically, wouldn't the stuff in that truck be my possessions? How can you charge the man that's driving the truck that's not related to him at all for what's in it? That's my truck. It's in my name. My husband's ID is not our address in Keller. It's our old apartment in North Richland Hills. Why was my address with my 74-year-old mother with cancer in the suburbs put online for everybody to see?
So,
That's privacy, man.
okay.
Nobody came to my house. No cops came to notify me my vehicle was in any kind of an incident. Nothing. I went up to the police station. I tried to give them receipts. I tried to show them the transactions. They said, save it for the DA. We don't care.
Save it for court.
Yep. And they told me I'm not allowed inside the facility. Stop calling. Don't come up here. And I had the sergeant and the detective on speakerphone screaming at me to not get involved in this case. But yet it's my truck and my possessions, and you're charging my husband with my wedding rings also as theft. My wedding rings that were in the truck because we were painting the day before.
Well, yeah, that's.
They were in an
all
evidence
this
bag.
can be
Evidence
proven
bag,
in court, and
not property.
but $25,000 is what it's going to cost you to
Yes,
get
it
to get it
is,
fixed.
and it's also the loss
That's
of
messed
a
up.
business that made
Yeah.
$100,000 a year.
Yeah.
On a man that got out of prison for 10 years, started from ground up and built an award-winning business and maintained his parole for 5 fucking years almost, man. 4 years and 8 months. He had 2 months left. He's off August 2nd. This whole thing spiraled him right back in the system. Whole life, we finally gave in to God. Where else did we have to turn? We felt like we had no, it was calling us, man. So we started getting involved in the church. My husband got baptized. I can't say mine went as smooth because I'm kind of a tarot card person, and the guy got kind of weirded out when I was talking about that stuff. So I was kind of like,
You've forsaken that too, right?
I mean, tarot cards aren't evil, man. Now, there's good witchcraft and there's bad witchcraft. You know? And here's the thing. How can you believe in the devil if you don't believe in God? Because they're from that book. So you're just a fake if you believe in the devil and you say there's no God, because you wouldn't have the devil without God.
Yeah.
My name is Matthew. I got here for trespassing. I was trespassing in Hazlet, Texas. They picked me up and drove me up here. And I've been here for 11 days and just got released.
All right.
Doing this interview with you. They treated me all right. One of the officers said they hate me, so that kind of put me in a bad mood. Apart from all the other officers, I was treated pretty good, except by one who said he hated me, and he also took my food. He also didn't let me get food because I didn't get up quick enough in time from where I was laying down my bed. And so he took my food away for that time. He didn't let me have it. Then later, when I was going to get food from him again, he held the food back from me, and he said he'd hate me. And for somebody like me who has no friends, no family, who's homeless, I do kind of generally draw on strangers for love and affection, where I can get it. And so that was kind of the only bad experience I had. Other than that, they fed me decently, and I was treated with my own privacy because I was on a floor where they kept me for detox and for my own personal reasons that I had from heroin. Yeah, I definitely won't go back to it. It was just something I got. Someone hooked me up with out there. I tried it, and then I tried it a couple more times.